Here in northern Gaza, life balances precariously, not just on the edge of hunger, but plunges deep into its abyss. A small area crowded with over 400,000 people, besieged between borders and slow death, where food has ceased to be merely a daily necessity for survival, and has become a weapon. In this place, where the sounds of aircraft are heard only to signify fear, and hands are seen only in the desperate pursuit of a morsel, food has become a luxury that many cannot afford, with children suffering the most. 1 in 3 children endures malnutrition. Once, this land was green, sprouting wheat and olives. But today, Israel has killed the land as it has extinguished the hope of those who till it. Fields have been destroyed, lands have been razed, and farmers have been barred from accessing their livelihoods. Everything has changed, except hunger. It remains unyielding and persistent. Israel imposes a strict siege on Gaza that has persisted for over 15 years, where more than 2 million people live under a suffocating blockade. Border crossings are closed, supplies are prohibited, and life dwindles with each passing day, preventing the entry of food, fuel, and even medicine. A war is waged by Israel against every man, woman, and child residing in this land. When food is barred, it is not just the freedom fighters who go hungry. The population suffers as well. The weaponization of food is one of the most egregious tactics employed in this war, where the economic constraints of the blockade are used to dismantle the daily lives of Palestinians, psychologically and physically weakening them. In the hospitals of northern Gaza, children are not merely patients, they are victims of hunger and malnutrition. Their frail bodies reflect the cruelty of their existence, and their hope for life diminishes with each day. These children know nothing of politics or war, but they are acutely aware of what hunger entails. Malnutrition rates among children in Gaza have reached alarming levels due to the blockade imposed on the territory. In northern Gaza, approximately 31% of children under the age of 2 suffer from acute malnutrition, with 4.5% experiencing severe wasting, the most critical form of malnutrition directly threatening their lives. In the southern areas of Gaza, where some humanitarian aid arrives intermittently, 28% of children under 2 are malnourished, while over 90% of children and pregnant women face severe food poverty. Most families consume fewer than 2 food groups daily, often relying on low nutritional value foods. Even farmers in Gaza, who depend on their land to feed their families, find themselves powerless. Their lands are razed, their crops destroyed, and they are barred from reaching their fields near the borders. Here, food is wielded as a real weapon. But the war of starvation is not merely about obstructing access to food. It is about controlling life. Humanitarian aid, those brief lifelines, reaches northern Gaza only sporadically. However, it falls short of easing the pain of hunger. The blockade turns it into a slow and inadequate remedy, unable to relieve the suffering. International organizations have sounded the alarm. What is happening in Gaza is a humanitarian crisis threatening the lives of millions. Yet the world continues to watch in silence. When food is used as a weapon, the war transcends mere military confrontation, transforming into a war on life itself. A war not only waged against resistance, but against every human striving to live with dignity in Gaza. Despite all the hardships, the people of Gaza remain steadfast. In the face of the weaponization of food and the war of starvation, they continue to fight for life, for dignity, and for a better tomorrow.